Good morning students, class 7. In the previous video we have done the lesson number 8, the Akbar the Great, and along with the chapter I have given you the correct answers also, fill in the blanks, match the following, and true and false also. Only the question answers they are left. Now the question number 1, when and between whom was the second battle of Panipat fought? And what were its results? So please come to the page number 81. Page number 81. You can write from here, from the question. The second battle of Panipat was fought between Akbar and Hemu. The second battle of Panipat was fought between the Akbar and Hemu in the year 1556. In the year 1556. This is the answer of the first part. The answer of the second part, what was its result? Number 1, put one first point. The first point, Hemu was defeated and killed. First point, Hemu was defeated and killed. Second point, it destroyed the Afghan powers. It destroyed the Afghan powers. And the third point, consolidated the Mughal Empire. Consolidated the Mughal Empire. So these are the three results. The first one I have already told you that Hemu was defeated and killed. Secondly, destroyed the Afghan powers. And third, consolidated the Mughal Empire. This is the answer of the first question. Now the second question. Write briefly about Akbar's northern conquest. Only the northern conquest we have to write down. Write down the number 1. First point. Akbar sent a huge force to conquer Malwa. First point. Akbar sent a huge force to conquer Malwa. Number 2. Mughal powers attacked Gadh, Kataganga. This is second point. Third point, Akbar captured Chittor. Fourth point, he conquered Kalinjar, Ranthambore, Gujarat. This is the fourth point. First point, second point, third point. Start here, fourth point. From here, fourth point. He conquered Kalinjar, Ranthambore, Gujarat. Then come to fifth point. Akbar sent his army to fight Daulat Khan, and the Sultan was defeated and killed. Akbar sent his army to fight against Daulat Khan. The Sultan was defeated and killed. Point 5. Point 6. Akbar conquered Kabul, Kashmir, Sindh, Baluchistan. Akbar conquered Kabul, Kashmir, Sindh, Baluchistan. And the last point, Akbar conquered Odisha or annexed Odisha. Conquered or annexed, same. Now question number 3. How was administration carried out during Akbar time? And you have to explain with the reference to the central and the provincial administration. So you can write down from here. Akbar was a great administrator. He followed the policies of Sher Shah. the administration of Akbar was divided into two parts, central and provincial. Once again, Akbar was a great administrator. He followed the policies of Sher Shah. The administration of Akbar was divided into two parts, central and provincial. Now put the heading Central Administration. Central Administration, you will write down in the points. This is a long answer. The first point, the administration was headed by the emperor. First point, the administration was headed by the emperor. Second point, he had a council of ministers and officers to assist him. Third point, his council of ministers comprised the Wazir or Diwan, who was head of revenue department. Fourth point, in the military department the head was Mir Bakshi. Fourth point, in the military department the head was Mir Bakshi. Fifth point, the chief Qazi was the chief judge. The chief Sardar was the supervisor of grants. Mir Saman in charge of household. Bakil, who was an advisor. These are the 8 points. See, first point, then second point, third point, fourth point, fifth point, sixth point, 7 point, 8 point. This was the central administration. Now come to the provincial administration. Under provincial, you can write down again Akbar empire was divided into 15 provinces or subhas. Second point, further subdivided into sarkars and then into parganas. Third point, each parganas comprises of number of villages. Fourth point, under the charge of Subedar. Fifth point, the Subedar was assisted by the number of officials like Diwan, Bakshi, Qazi, Kotwal. And the last point, each pargana was under the charge of Fauzdar. Under the charge of Fauzdar. Next question. What was the main source of revenue for the Mughal government? How did Akbar improve the collection of revenue? Come to the revenue system. The first question is, what was the main source of revenue for the Mughal government? So what was the source of revenue? Now source of revenue, it was from the land only, clear? So but we have to write in a proper way. Start marking. The main source of revenue was the main source of revenue for the Mughal government was land revenue. Was revenue which come from land. The main source of revenue for the Mughal government was from the land or land revenue. And how did Akbar improve the collection of revenue? or do one thing, start writing from here. Revenue was fixed on the basis of quality of land and quality of production. The revenue was collected in cash or in kind. Once again, don't get confused. The main source of revenue for the Mughal government was the land revenue. Then you can write down from here. Revenue was fixed on the basis of quality of land and quality of production. The revenue was collected in cash or in kind. Now this was the first part. Now the second part, that how improvements were made in this. You can come from here. In order to get the more revenue, you can add. Land was categorized into 4 parts. Number 1, land was categorized into 4 parts. Second, it was classified as good, middling or bad. Third point, all land was measured with bamboo. Fourth point, the revenue was calculated on the basis of average produce. And fifth point, the land revenue was fixed at 1/3 of the average produce. Then revenue could be paid either in cash or in kind. Then loans were given to the farmers to buy seeds, cattle and other implements. So this was the revenue system. In this chapter, answers, they are little bit long. What do you think about Akbar's attempt to bring about religious, cultural and social unification in his empire? So how he brought all these things? You can start from here. Akbar was influenced by the liberal ideas. Number 1, Akbar was influenced by the liberal ideas. He wanted the support of the Hindus to strengthen his empire. Second point, he allowed it religious freedom. Fourth point, he built an Ibadat Khana. Fifth point, in the Ibadat Khana, religious debates and discussions were held by Hindu, Muslim, Parsi, Jain and Christian religious scholars. Clear? So by opening the Ibadat Khana, or by starting the Ibadat Khana, he was able to bring about religious, cultural and social unification. What do you understand by the term Deen-e-Ilahi? Write a brief note. By Deen-e-Ilahi, you can write down from the starting that Deen-e-Ilahi was started by Akbar. Deen-e-Ilahi was started by Akbar. Deen-e-Ilahi was started by the Akbar. The basic principles of Deen-e-Ilahi were very simple. Number 1, Akbar declared himself as a spiritual guide. Number 2, he preached peace and tolerance. Third, he put forward the idea of universal peace. Idea of universal peace. He put forward the idea of universal peace. He disapproved the system of sati and discouraged the killing of animals. Deen-e-Ilahi was a code of conduct. Akbar never forced anyone to follow it. Write in points. His aim was to unite the people of his empire. And the last, only these points. Only up. His aim was to unite the people. His aim was to unite the people. Do you think architectural, next question, flourished during? Give reason. Yes. The answer will be, do you think architectural flourished? Yes. Architecture flourished during Akbar's reign. And for that you have to give the reason. Give reason for the reason as follows. During Akbar reign, number 1, forts, palaces, gates, mosques and public buildings were constructed. Next point. In architecture, there was a blending of Persian, Central Asian and the Indian styles. Next point. The Panch Mahal, Jodha Bhai Palace, Buland Darwaja, Diwane Khas are built of red sandstone. Then Buland Darwaja done. Then you can write down next point, fourth point. The tomb of Humayun is a fine example of architecture. And the last point, the Agra Fort is another great building constructed by Akbar. Now the question. Akbar followed a liberal policy toward the Rajput. You can write down from here, because he knew that it was with the support of the Rajput that he could strengthen and expand his empire. Because he knew that it was with the support of the Rajputs and that he could strengthen and expand his empire. Next question. Akbar is referred to as a great, Akbar the Great. The reason behind, because the state, or you can write down, because during Akbar period, the state became secular, liberal, and from here, Akbar's achievement have made him win a high place among the great kings of history. Because during Akbar period, the state became secular, liberal, and Akbar's achievements have made him win a high place among the great kings of history. Name the building. Name the building. It's a Buland Darwaza. It's a Buland Darwaza. Write the correct spelling. Where is it located? Fatehpur Sikri. Why and when it was built? year you can write down 1573, and the reason you can write down from here, just here. The Buland Darwaza was built to commemorate Akbar conquest of Gujarat. This was the reason that why Buland Darwaza was made. And here I told you, in the year 1573. Name the empire who built it? Akbar. Akbar built it. So please students, write the question answers in your copies. Now lesson number 7 and lesson number 8, they are in your UT from history. Lesson number 7 and lesson number 8, both the chapter from history, they are in your second UT, and one chapter from civics in your UT. Clear? So please write down the question answers. The next chapter we will do in the next video, and in that video I will do the question answers also. Thank you.